And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and I'm glad to talk about Costume Party Assassins, because I heard about this game, I think 3 years ago, and when it was presented to me, I was like, oh, that sounds like a fun idea. You know, you go to a costume party, you dress up, and someone's an assassin, or actually there's multiple assassins trying to take everyone else out. A simple game, a game that even kids can play. As you can tell, the cover really has kind of a kid's look to it. The game, though, isn't necessarily for kids, it's for anybody. Let's see how it plays. The game comes with 20 characters. Each of these characters who is guest at a party. It shows you the artwork of the card as well as the meeple. These little wooden pieces, the meeples, are placed randomly in the different rooms. Each player is given one of these, so randomly. So who am I? Ooh, I'm the doctor. All right, so the rest of the cards that no one has picked are put over here. On your turn, you roll a die, and the die is going to show either a black side or one of the colors of the 4 outside rooms, not the color of this room. If you roll the color of a room, let's say I roll green, you either move someone out of green to another room, or you can move someone into green from another room. That's it. If you roll the black die, you have 2 choices. You can either draw the top card of the deck, putting it in front of you, revealing that that person's innocent. That person then leaves the party. So this is the cowboy, and the cowboy's here. So see you later, cowboy. He left the party. You can't do this more than 3 times over the course of the game, so if I have 3 cards up in front of me, then I have to do the other option, which is to kill a character that's in the same room as me. So in this case, I'm the doctor, so I'm looking around, the doctor is here, so I might kill the princess. Now everyone knows that I'm one of the 3 remaining characters. And in fact, it's pretty dangerous because if the doctor's by themselves and have to kill someone, I guess they're insane and they kill themselves. If you kill someone and that's the person who they are, that person reveals themselves and they're eliminated from the game. And we keep going till you've eliminated everybody else. Well, when that happens, you're the winner. The game isn't really many components. We have the die, which is okay. We have these cards, which are okay. I mean, I like the artwork in the background. And then it's kind of funny because sometimes the artwork in the background, I think, like this and this are 2 very different things. But the problem with the components of the game is I really wish they had made each of these meeples a different color. The fact that they're big, fat, chunky meeples is fine, right? But when they're not, I mean, if you look at the board right now from this camera angle, which is not too far off from the camera angle where you're sitting at a table, you don't know what all the pieces look like, so you'll have to move them around to see them. I can move them all so they face me, but then they might not be facing someone else at the table. And so I actually found this to be a pretty big detriment in the game because you're trying to look at the piece that you are, find out where it is on the board at the beginning of the game. So you have to look and move all the pieces so that no one knows which one you are. Then you got to remember which piece is where. And so this is kind of a pretty big negative to the game itself. Not to mention the board itself is so drab. It really looks like it was designed kind of with a paint shop. It's just not very, I get that it's simple and easy, but and then, on top of all that fits in this big giant box. Yeah, so I'm just not a real big fan of the components here. So not only are the components a detriment, I mentioned at the beginning it looks like a kid's game, and it feels like a kid's game to some degree, but I don't think that's necessarily who it's marketed to. And the problem that you have is, the game is, it says on here it's a 30-minute playing time. First of all, that's ridiculous. If you're taking 30 minutes to play this game, you are playing slow. It's maybe 20 minutes at most. The problem is, if you're playing with kids, you can literally be eliminated from this game on turn 1. You can. I can on turn 1 be like, I'm going to kill this character. Oh, that was me. Oh, wasn't that fun? Now you get to sit and watch us do it. Now the game's not so long that that's interminable, but for kids, that is not even a little fun for them. I mean, that's automatically makes that a 1 for a child that happens to. Now, that being said, the rest of the game is okay. You're moving around and trying to take people out without being too obvious about who you are. In fact, the game reminds me of, but a very clearly better, smaller production called Rumble in the House or Rumble in the Dungeon, which is another game that does almost the exact same thing, except it does it better in almost every way, because in that game you are taking people out and putting them in a line, and you might have multiple people. And so, and if your character is eliminated in that game, you're still not out of the game. You're still playing the game to the end. And this game also has this die, which is like, oh, I wanted to kill a character, but I'm never rolling a black. I just roll yellow, blues, and greens, so I'm moving stuff around. And in the end, this game just feels like a big pile of meh. I mean, I didn't hate playing it, but when it was done, I was like, ah. In fact, we played it multiple times, like, hey, are we missing something in it? And no. So the kids thought it was okay. I think it's okay. And in today's gaming society, okay, with poor components and quality, yeah, I can't recommend this one. It's too bad. I like the theming of it. I like the idea of it. But it's hard to see the pieces, and there's randomness of rolling to die. It just kind of feels like a little random game that's very forgettable. Dice Tower Judgment, it's okay.